collective energy reading. Please only take what resonates. Always leave the rest for the best. No bother stress. Because it's just that stress in within inside of you. It's the mind. It's a thought. It's a feeling. It's deep. You have to look back to that heart, that mind, those thoughts. Who was programming you? You have to understand, because it's about that balance. It's that duality. When you're putting out good, positive energy is going to come back. You could be seeing whitewash, this divine feminine, masculine, fire sign, king of wands. They could be feeling like whitewash their mind. You can see these leaders institutionalized in their mind, because it's like economical approaches when you're not spiritually, mentally, actually balanced with mind, and you're just running for money, lust, greed. You can see it's about your ventures and where you're venturing in the world and how you're enabling other people. It's about your job and that service that you're providing. Take this all as it resonates. This king of wands could see you as that health checkup. They may need a health checkup because their instability, their sacral solar plexus chakra, sacral chakra blocked. It's because of those extra energies. You know, when you need nourishing, they could be malnourished, needing care. You can see it's that mental capacity, their mind not balanced, not able to be able to make that own decision, because they was manipulative, controlling, obtaining power over money, greed. They had that greed mindset. You can see they inherited that sin. You can see it's that confinement within the mind, and it's psychological problems they may be facing. You got these secrets. You see that feminine could have been manipulating minds in that home, that heart too. It was about money, lust and greed, and who you're serving. You know, you got these secrets and you're running for inheritances. They may see you've got these inheritances. You may see these divine feminines, masculines, whitewashed minds, controlling authority, trying to be obtain leadership structures. You can see when you got that authority, and it's like you see I possess, and you got that skill, and you've got that service, so you got possessing that service, enabling other people. It's transforming minds, transforming feelings. That's when you have to look, and it's that chakra, it's that wisdom. Are you moving? You can see they could have been paying for money, for loss, paying services to partners. You can see extra energies that they had. This king of wands, they was using that phallic. You can see it was moving with great passion. It could have been aggressive, controlling, manipulating. Take this all as it resonates, because he hit, they could be hitting, they could have hit like aggressive, controlling, manipulating. And it's he, that ash, they could be seeing that burning, transforming, changing their mind. You can see that, please don't take your love away from me. She, white, she, alright. Somebody could be saying she's alright. Maybe like service that you're providing, that you're caring, you're nurturing, you got compassion. You're like a mother figure, like a queen of cups. You can see you're a empress, like nurturing others to find that inner standing. They got programmed. It's like from when they was young, they inherited sin. They could have been programmed from somebody in that close to them, Taurus, Virgo energy. Take this all as it resonates, because it's like you're skilled labor. People have got a social awareness of you. You inherited these gifts. It was from that divine. They was trying to be able to dominate, doing spell work, blocking people's minds, that fire sign. Take this all as it resonates, because they're not fixing the problem. They're painting over that mold. It's old. Those thoughts, you can see it's calling. They could have been lying. Take this all as it resonates, because all in, to say who's all in. Those family members about inheritance. What did you obtain? You can see it's that balance, that polarity. Who's putting that positive energy? Then we could be reflecting back now to those partnerships. Who was balancing that duality, that push, that pull, that yin to that yang. You seeking that truth. Or who was programming one's mind. You can see these authorities, these leaders, these structures. They may be seeking that truth, what lies beneath. You whitewash them. Family, friends, who you was working with. Take this all as it resonates, trying to be able to fill in the cracks. You be out here filling in these cracks. You can see, because you possess these skills, you got them senses, you're reliable, you're connected. You're understanding that truth. It's that grounding. Your harmony and balance. You can see you're nurturing. It's judgments to be taking place. It's that divine judgment. You can see you're balancing. It's that do-do-do-do-do. When you see that Ace of Pentacles, who you was working with, what you was creating, what you was manifesting, you can see it's that all cash kit records, those business possessions. 6, 5, all authority, these leaders. Even when you're acting, who was you gambling with? Was you risking it for a biscuit? Because these divine feminines and masculines, they can see judgment. You got that confidence because you are that divine judgment. So you're just like Dharma, Dharma. You can see it's that action of life, looking at that purpose. Because it's that Ten of Swords. When people's trying to block you, put that hard work in, it was persistent. 5 of Pentacles, to leave you out in that cold, in their money mindset, all dominating, illusions, confusions, aggressive energy. When you know when you're out and you're partying, if I've 10, you can see the articles, even that lens, what they was doing. Antarctic, because Antarctic 5, growing. You're seeking this truth, acting, inner standing. Fire sign, it's like that playground, the school, grounding those emotions. You're letting go. It's when you have to evolve, even when you have to have that grief, even about family members and friends. And you got this option, 5 of Pentacles, about this money, about who you're working with. When you got these close enemies, 12 when you're on that karmic cycle and you're not actually listening to that spirit because of their mindset towards money. They was in that ego. Take this all as it resonates. I see that all you got on this. They're understanding that truth. It's about their love and the passion, releasing those emotions. 5, these divine feminines and masculines, they are in stress because about who they was working with, and now they're feeling left out in that cold about that money, about that service, who they had to pay. You can see it's that cycles. It was a test, that divine test. Now you can see they're in that hangman position. Now you can see, you may not can't see, but they're in a hangman position because they have these illusions blocking you with aggressive because of their ego, because they're like lust, greed, and you're not listening to that spirit to transform, to speak that truth. Block throat chakra, lacked wisdom. You can see when you're on that old karmic cycle, that pattern, 10 of Swords, and you're going on, and people are trying to block you because you're that star. These divine feminines and masculine may see, you know, you've had to overcome those odd challenges. 17, you're not listening to that spirit because you're spiritually blocked or because you're insecure. They try to make you feel insecure in the words, or, do, so, block you, net, trap you in a net, a mental net, emotional net. You can see like you didn't have discipline, like you weren't grounded, like you didn't have no structures. Family members and friends, all because they had these insecurities and they wasn't enabled to be able to connect. Because is the cure. You seen that cure, that discipline. You can see that destiny. It was a change, a mental change, emotional change. You can see when people was rebelling against you, you had to find that discipline. They had these restrictions, family, friends blocking them because of options. 5. You can see when you're risking all because of their mindset, laws, like leaders and trying to obtain, they was like institutionalized in their tent, in their mind. Take this all as it resonates. Those pals, family members and friends trying to block you, 1s, 5, 7s, family members and friends, because they were spiritually blocked, because you was moving towards your success. Judgment to this King of Swords. This could be a leader, somebody of stature, somebody who speaks. They may see you speaking that truth. Take this all as it resonates. Air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. That's when they've got a social awareness of you speaking, balancing that heart and that aligning it with their emotions. You're steadfast, you're organized, you're seeing these secrets, all the things that's happened in that unknown. It's that awakening to that spirit. It's awakening that truth. You see, when people was flighting, detached, they was uncompromising in their ways because it was their mental capacity, their mind. Psychological, emotional factors. They wasn't balancing that truth because the 9 of Swords, truth to be told. You can see they was getting stressed now because it's 5 of Pentacles about this money. Take this forward as it resonates. It's that Chariot to be able to move forward. 12. They could be like cross seas. You could be traveling abroad. You can see you're working, seeking family. You've got these partnerships. They may have had these open enemies blocking. This King of Swords may want to be able to come towards you. They're feeling stressed in their head, their heart, their mind, because they can see what they've seen, that indirect causes about their options that they had. 5, because it was gambling and risking, all for a biscuit. Now they're seeing that divine test. It was that winning testimony. You may even seeking that truth about an actor. 7, they had a close enemy around them. 10, could have unalive them. Take this all as it resonates. Or because of that aggression, they may be looking at you and seeing these hidden powers, acknowledging that truth. 6 of Cups, about that love. 7 of Cups, because it's 14, they didn't have balance. They may see you as a part of that balance. 5 of Cups, because they're in their emotions. 5, you can see grief, stress. 12, because of all these cups. You can see, and they was not listening about a child, even about what they was creating. They may see you as that true empress. The way you're expressing, they was around people who was two-faced, blocking them, manipulating, causing lies, illusions. You didn't have that compassion the way you had that compassion. Caring, nurturing, uplifting, understanding. Now they're looking back towards those truths about those options, what they gambled and took risks. They took risks with you because what they created. You can see they're looking now because they didn't evaluate. Now they're evaluating, because you can see it's that bite in their lip now. They're feeling stressed. Nothing can't console them. They're around fake family members and friends. You can see it was all for money, lust and greed. 5, 7, 7, 5. Take this all as it resonates. You're seeking this truth because it's releasing those emotions. Chariot. You can see they could be having grief because about this money and their losses, stress and conflict. All because of their ego. 10 of Swords. That 2 of Swords. 12, 12, 12. They're having that awakening, understanding to overstand that karmic test. You can seek that truth. They may be unstable of their mind. They weren't able to balance. All because of they was insecure. All because of those karmic cycles. Now the truth to be told. 5 of Cups. They want conflict because they can see instability. Queen of Pentacles. They may see you as this Queen of Pentacles. This King of Swords, judgment taking place. Because they're in that death. It's a spiritual death. It's awakening. It's that magician you're looking and they're understanding that truth to be told. They're growing. It's that sun. Clarity. You can see you've been moving with your skills. You're like a pioneer, creatively speaking, standing within your truth. You've got that harmony and that balance, harmonizing with that divine. You're seeing, you're looking at that fairness, even when you got that love, and you're moving towards your victory. Creatively speaking, take this all as it resonates. Judgment could be taking place, divine judgment to this leader, a Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. They're having a spiritual death. You may hear about this death. Boom. 1, 4, about feminine, masculine. Somebody of high status. You can see their stability, their mental capacity, their mind. They may not look the same because of their illusions. You can see like AI distorted their eyes. 5, this actor. 7, you're understanding that truth. It's like wisdom to be told. The magician. He, Mike, I can. Gig. Take this gang. Take this all as it resonates. Icona. You can see it was like an icon. You had this skill. This could be an icon, Michael Jackson. Take it all as it resonates. These artists today, you'd be seeking this truth. They're releasing these emotions. They had that stress because you can see those open enemies that they had around them. Many people, could have been many people manipulating, causing illusions, all because of their resources. 5 of Cups. You can see it left them stressed, dominating traditions. You're looking overseas laws. Even looking at those religious laws, high clarity about the secrets, things that was hidden. You're gaining that truth. It was about pleasures, what they had. They were spending, gambling, had many options. Sexual energies. They was running, flighting, detached. You can seek that truth. They may be doing sexual things, even these files. Because he, me, Perry, Rem, Premier. You can see that premiere, what was premiering. 5 of these actors. You see that emotional, their face, truth, all because their illusions, what they had. Oh, 10 of Swords, causing stress and instability. Because they was detached mentally and emotionally from their head, their mind, their heart, because of money. 10 of Wands, it's truth to be told. All those burdens, they're having a tower. They're having stress, because the truth to be told, they're connected to their heart, their emotions, their understanding, they're diving deep. That final karma manifestation. Take this all as it resonates. 19, they're gaining that clarity. They're seeing you as that star. They can see now it's that truth to be told, because they're in that hangman position. Stress running to their head, because it's that balancing. The mysteries. You can see they're blending and integrating. You can see that masculine, that feminine energy. The truth to be told about the actions that they had. Now they will look mindset towards money. They can see that you growing, it's got a social awareness of you. You could have seeking this truth about this death. They have these limiting beliefs about inheritances. And it's that spiritual, you had that spiritual solitude. You've seen and compassed those systematic approaches about money, lust and greed. Those partners, they was not balanced of their mind, who they was working with. Family, friends in that community. Corporations, top leaders. You're seeking that truth. It was like economic approaches. Psychological. They weren't balancing emotions, that truth to be told. All because they wasn't trusting, listening to that spirit. Acknowledging they was looking like you needed to be able to dive deep within. They was like reflecting on that outer shell, that outer appearance, because you see what was rooted within inside of them. Like now they're having these losses because they were sacrificing, blood sacrifices, family sacrifice for money, lust and greed, even for services, even just like to be able to obtain economical, financial, emotional support. They blocked you. Now they're needing that help because they're having this stress. It's that awakening to that truth. Chariot, they may be wanting to be able to move forward towards you because they're having this tower. Because it's 5, use your hands, that creative skill. 3, manipulating, you be creatively speaking. Your throat chakra is actively open. Your inner standing, empowering the collective, transforming, changing. You can seek this truth. These leaders had illusions, religious, cultist people, manipulating, blocking, spell work, speaking lies. You can see the way there was programming these divine feminines and masculines. They're having that spiritual death because they're transforming and awakening. All because of their ego, that pride. They took it too far, now they're in stress. Fire sign. You got Leo, Gemini, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. We've got water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That's because you're identifying mental, emotional. It's that pivotal moment. You can see you wasn't able to adapt. They was trying to dominate. Occultists, it could also have like different backgrounds, religious upbringings, its traditions. You can see it was the traditions. Those top leaders, high places, programming, manipulating, dominating, strength. They had that Baalal spirit. Take this all as it resonates, because you can see it was that persistent to be able to speak these lies, to be able to block even inheritances. You can see it's that death. You may be even seeking this truth about this death. A feminine, an actor. Take this all as it resonates. You're seeking this truth, that AI, the way they're speaking. They're like dead corporates. 4-9, because it was about more stability, political. You can see these leaders, top leaders. This masculine 1-3 speaking. Trump. Oh, garbage. They was chatting shit because you can see these smoky cameras. That shouldn't have been there. Because they're listening to that magic. 4-7, when you connect to the heart, those emotions, you can see it's rooted, it's that growth. You have that clarity, consciously awakening to that truth. You can see it's that hopes and that wishes, and people having stress and worry, this divine feminine, that masculine. All of a sudden they're stressing, they're worrying, they're in their head. Because they can see you're moving towards your success. And there's divine feminine, masculine, they was at that peak of success. 4, this masculine, you can see people wanted to dominate power over them, not connect to their high mind, that spiritual insight they had. 4, these leaders, even about I possess and I'm serving. You be inner standing, this truth, what was important, even looking in questions, you're inquisitive as to why, where, what, because they was cold and detached. They may see that you've got the loyal, these loyal royals. They was selfish, Cancer. They weren't using their intuitions, creatively speaking, that truth. You can see nurturing, balancing, holistic approaches to transform, change. 11, 8, 19, they're gaining clarity. Now they're asking God to grant them serenity. Accept things they can't change, even when these leaders be infrastructures. You can see the things that they'll be implementing. You can seek in this truth about these structures, about a home. I knew that to serve. You got that insight, that legal justice matters could have been going and taking place now. High authorities. Take this all as it resonates. You could have seen how people was jealous of you. Because it's that you had an angle. You seen that matter. You connected above those family members and friends. Or because they wasn't eccentric. Speaking and standing in their truth. They was unbalanced. You can see it's that yin to that yang, that push and that pull, that masculine is connected to that heart. You can see a part of their relationships, those partnership that they had there in the standing now. They was in that lower mind, programmed by family members and friends, even about a more of a father figure. They could have had childhood trauma. You can see they didn't release those emotions. Now they're in a standing while they was cold and detached, even in regards to children. And when you're creating, you didn't have that compassion within their self. And it's like when your friends that you got around you, those social groups, that be blocking you because your hopes and wishes cross these family, because even just about the religious aspects of their mind, you was too busy, you was moving forward. You can see it's when you're discovering new lands, you had to seek that truth. And it was cultivating new lands. It's using even those resources, what you had, that inner skill to move through, because you connected. It was looking at those theories. You've seen that truth, you've grounded, connected to that divine balance, those emotions. You have to get that high in clarity, because they can see, you will be able to see the truth about these legal matters, even about inheritance. They gambled, you had those out partying, socializing. They could have had this losses now. Secrets, even about a child, what they created, even who was speaking towards them. Leaders dominating over them. You can see that what they created, and it was selflessness. Now they can see that warm, because it's awakening, all because of their mind. They may be looking at you and be proud of you, of your creative skills. That's that artistic flair that you've got going on, even your expression, the way you're able to express, transform, change minds. You can see it's that power of growth that's moving within inside of you. Take this all as it resonates, because they're having a worry, because it's that sound, it's that healing. They could be cross seas. 3, traveling. You could be traveling and moving with your skills. Take this all as it resonates, going towards your success. 5, this emperor, left out in the cold, be losing money about this home and these services in their heart. You can see about that structure, that firm foundation. They could have been spending money, too many options, trying to make like they was cool. You can see they weren't connected. Now they're needing compassion, because it's that love they lacked. Now they may be wanting forgiveness. 11, 12. They could be far from you. They could be flying across that loop in their mind, in their thoughts, in their feelings. They may see your creative skills. You're an empress. You'll grow with your creative skills. You can see like spiritual gifts, enabling high clarity, connected to that divine, that yin, that yang, that balance, your understanding, that truth, the ancestors. They may see you, brother, sister, those neighbors, siblings, traveling. They could see that you had that spiritual knowledge. It was your wisdom. You had high educational skills. Connect to help heal the collective. You see what they was doing it for money and resources. The feminine at the side of them. 12, they was having these extra energies flying across seas. 7, the inner standing. 12, 21, 53 could be significant. 47, 39. Take this all as it resonates. Sagittarius, Gemini, Libra, Cancer, Gemini, Leo. Because it's that look to the stars, so they could be looking across this straight into your arms. Simply Red. I wanna fall from the stars, because I'm going to start telling women straight into your arms, because they're understanding this truth, connecting now to those emotions. It's heightened sensitivity. They can see that all Akashic records, what was written in the stars, it was divinely guided. Oh, because the Most High, your spiritual guides, your ancestors, they didn't have balance. You could seek that truth. Now all of a sudden they need nurturing. It's that truth to be told. 10, 20. You can seek that truth. Judgment about money, who they were serving in that home, partners, insight, partnerships. Even when you got these business, dead corporations, it's that flow of water to release, let go. Your understanding about what they was possessing. You can see serving in that home. That skill, inheritance, creatively speaking, that truth to be able to enable the collective. Compassion, releasing, it's healing, because you knew that love was the answer. You connected because you was using those inner resources, what you possess. That was your trusting, understanding, that truth, balancing, because it was that yin, that yang, it was that push, that pull, Taurus. You can see you was depending on the divine. You dived in, they went to looked at material aspects. I'm possessing, I got this power. They wanted authority. You can see about who they was working with. They may see you as, they didn't critically think. It's like anxious. Now they're anxious about this money and this home. 12, they could be having a loss. Feminine. 2, that feminine, that masculine. You can see there's a death in that home. Secrets about this death. Could have drowned in the bath. 11, your inner standing, cold and detached. Oh wow. And what's that common interest? All about that brotherhood, what they had. Take this all as it resonates in that community. Those doctors, those lawyers, those people of higher places. You're seeking this truth. And it was all about security, and it was indirect causes as to why, what. You seeing what there was programming. And it was like the physical body, their appearance. Your understanding, transforming, changing. Green, grounded. It's that growth. They may be seeing your growth. It's that spiritual growth, because they can see that karma, cycles. 12, now they're looking about their mindset towards money. It was a test, a divine test. 46, 24 could be significant. Take this all as it resonates, guys, because it's historical. Even those patterns, now they're looking at those historical patterns from the golden calf, even of the sin. 8, it was doing spell work, blocking for lust, for greed, running for the things that you can see those in that underworld, extra obsessions. You see that subconscious mind not listening, causing aggression, vindictive, clinging on. Take this all as it resonates. Even when you're acting, you're lying, not speaking that truth, or because you didn't have strength, they wanted to dominate over you, manipulate, speaking, spells. You can seek this truth. Even leaders, authority, even those religious ones who act like the church people, and they're doing these things because it's about traditions, the way how we express and the way how you learned, 2 different ways. They didn't have that confidence in that skill to be creative the way how you did, because it was about your status and how people see you, and they was wanting authority. Even about the vocation, and when you're traveling, you're moving, it's about your career. People have got insight. You've got open enemies blocking you, family members and friends, because they're in lower minds. Or because your communication skills, they've got a social awareness of you. Take this all as it resonates. Or because they didn't want to transform, you're enabling others to transform, to change, to let go, release it is healing. Love's the answer. Bridge the gaps. Divinely guided by the ancestors, you can seek that truth. Because when you see, you have to look at it, that's that higher mind. Because it's a mystery to your story. Now they're looking back to the mysteries to their story. Because they was running for golden calves, and they was at that Satan and Saturn. It's returning, it's luring, even that era of judges. You see, they're getting judged because it's that bride Masonic covenant, what they had. Take this all as it resonates. 11, you understanding this truth. They could have married for money, lust and greed. Take this all as it resonates. The truth to be told about a family, a friend in that community speaking lies, spiritually, mentally and emotionally, but they may see you speaking that truth. You got that higher mind. You're connected like Buddhism, Judaism, Christianism. You're connected in all the isms, the schisms, the rhythms, the temptations, the relations. You're seeing those family members, those friends that didn't have that philosophical knowledge. You're seeing you've even travelled with your knowledge and learnt those skills. Even helping people to be able to balance their mind, understanding that truth. You can see when that stress in their head, their pressure's busting their pipe. Those divine feminines and masculines, because they can see you're that healer of all ages. They're looking back towards you now. I can see what you're achieving, honouring you, your skills, your creative skills. People got a social awareness of you. You're a perfectionist. Because it's divided. It's loyalty, adultery, even from that ultimate trust, fear, and even worship away from that creator, from you. Because you can see caring, nurturing, that love, that providing, that understanding, that truth. They lack balance. They lack balance. They wasn't balanced of their own mind. Because they possessed, you can see they were stubborn, materialistic mindsets, all for control and authority out of the people can see them in that world, in the community where they are. Or when you're going out and it's like what you got in common with people, you can seek that truth. You was just a carer, nurturer. You can see that great adventurous skill. They was adventurously running for lust and greed, because you can see they inherited stress. Now they're in the mind thinking. They even may probably got neurological problems in their nervous systems, burning their back. You can see the breast, the reproductive, the eyes blocking because they were spiritually blind. It's the truth to be told. Now they're connecting back to those emotions, because you can see even like their bladder, their gallbladder, their right ear, they may be feeling deaf, they're burning, blocking them, the teeth. Take this all as it resonates, because they're spiritually, mentally locked in. You can see it's deducting even the functions, even their cells reproducing. So they're blocked, and it's away from that creator, because of the things it was violating love. It was fundamental. You're seeing excessive devotion. Now they can see that excessive devotion that they feel towards you, because they're in that hangman position now. Seeing you, it's that duality, purity. They see that unity, that balance. They may see you as that new start, that fresh start. That's the truth, that creative rebirth and growth of love. If you love me, keep my commandments. John 14. Balance, truth, temperaments, love, care, compassion, understanding to overstand. You can see they was determined to block you for stability. They was had fear and addictions and illusions. Take this all as it resonates. 11, lacked understanding. Now they're looking back towards you and can see you as divinely guided. It was the truth. For they can see you as a part of that hopes and that wishes. You was that gift. No ceaseless toil, communication with the creator. You can see Saturday could be significant. 6. On the 6th day, they may want to be able to come towards you. You can see they're having that death, even about other people's money. You're seeking this truth. They can see that surgery, mental surgery, emotional surgery. That doctors, hospitals, you can get in an alignment for that assignment. It's that bridging those gaps. You're understanding that truth to evaluate. Even like that fleshish, that mental, that mind. Mitzvah, narrow places, personal limitations. So there was a narrow places, personal limitations, because about stability, about money, lust and greed, about their daily aspects, their daily routines, about unfolding that self, that truth, because they could be having this loss now. Because they was like barbarians, aggressive, destructive, controlling, manipulating, egos. You can see that power place. It was dismantling. They were sinners. because Luke 4, this divine feminine masculine, they were holding control. Now they're having stress because of their heart, their emotions. They could see that hidden resources, what was inside. They could see you had these hidden creative sources to speak this truth. You can see it was social, you're charming. You can see it's that diplomatic. You can see those significant others, families, friends, close enemies. They will have these marriages. Who they was around, they're looking back towards you because it's that hurl in resources. 20, judgment. Even in that death, it's rising before. They can see it's that death, it's rising, releasing that grief, stress. You can see evolving instability. You see in that truth, even that first day of the week, Luke 23, about that balance. Use your intuitions. Now they're reflecting. It's that plurality, that truth to be told, even about those losses, and it's love. Your inner standing about that heart, those emotions of the partners and who you're serving. What did you inherit? Skills to be able to speak this truth because it was that week. You're connecting, high clarity, that oneness, that omniscience, that presence of the divine, that achievement. You're moving forward, social awareness of you, honouring you, justice. They've got legal justice matters going on. They're gaining introspection, it's wisdom. They're in that hermit. You're seeking this truth. They were spiritually, mentally, and emotionally blocked. Luke 24:1, there's 6. So you can see they're connected to the heart. You understand this truth. They had illusions. They seeing you as that star. Take this all as it resonates. 17, because it's Genesis, genius. Isis 23, Saturday, a gift, a time of renewal. It's sacred appointments. It's a creation of Exodus 20, that movement of us, Jah people. You see, acknowledging that truth of reflecting revelations, heart, emotions, money, mindset, values, what you was valuing, that day-to-day aspects of your life. It was programming your mind. You can see dominating for lust and greed. Was you being a fool, or you taking that leap? Because you can see ending these cycles. You had to end these karmic cycles with these divine feminines and masculines. They could have treated you like garbage. 36, lied, stress, manipulated down the mercury, because now they're thinking back towards you. Because that's, use your hands to be creative and speak, because it's that gaze. The monster. He, me, nest. You see they're nesting now, transforming, hiding. You can see they're having worry, stress, conflict. They could be nesting dead in dope shit. Oh, take this all as it resonates. That monster. Stone. They could have been a stoner, high. You can see dominating, drugs, illusions, manipulating, corrupted, controlling, actual energies. You can see in that truth. Lack balance, no compassion, no care, manipulative, speaking lies about money, about that truth. It was speaking. Take this all as it resonates. The gaze, A's, they could have been high, because it's that God. They could have been odd. The treasure, that was the door. It was blocking. It was the key. Your unwavering lock. That tree. You can see those seeds that you planted. Sure, a tree. Sure, it's a tree. Are you sure it's the spiritual guys? Are you sure it's the ancestors? Are you sure it's from that root? It's that power. You can see it's that passion. You're creative, because they was in that ego. You were strong. As he do. I as Lock, a king. You can see you do as a king. Stand certified. High clarity, awareness in that truth. You can see like practical structure, supportive, inner standing. They had these insecurities because the key was your unwavering look. You see that key to those emotions, that love, that joy, that creative key to speak that truth. Even when you're moving towards those ocean missions, you inherited these skills. You can see computers. People have got a social awareness of you. Now they're having stress because you can see it was your brave to protect yourself. You may have had to protect yourself. You can see it was a divine protection from ancestors. Your ancestors protected you because they was rusty. They didn't have that inner standing, or because it was uncompromised, and now they're having stress because the pressure's busting their pipe. You can see they went eccentric the way you was creatively speaking that truth. They didn't have that wisdom. The word crown chakra activated because they had this neglect. Elect, because you see you was the elect one. Truth, authority, the master of your craft. You can see the associations and who they had around, those colleagues, those friends, even those acquaintances. what they had, and it's related to even common interests, so they could see they was rusty, not standing in their truth, not speaking. You can see because they had those old patterns, it was karmic cycles repeating, continuously repeating themselves. Or because about that self-care, what was rooted within inside of them, blocked mind, your inner standing, or because they wanted to be able to have other people, their social groups. Rue, stew, what was true. Stutter, now they could be stuttering. Those family members and friends, because they was low. Take this all as it resonates. I'd, it doesn't, sent to do. You can see that family friend was sent to do, to block you, your inner standing. Even they were sent to do because it was cold and detached from their emotions, or because what was rooted within inside of them, they was in that low dense energy and not listening to that spirit, or because they was full of drama and you was inspiring and you was moving towards your dreams. And it's about those social circles. You can see a mother, you're bridging, you can see when they've got these things in family, friends, the family, feminine energy, they have these habits, or because they was all in their emotions, they didn't connect. They weren't loyal, royal, the way how you was caring and loyal. You can see they was trying to block you, clinging on, because they was low. Reek, curry. Take this all as it resonates. Brie, Rhea, because they're singing. His gins. You can see now they got their gins, that karma. Now they was in low mind. All because of the communication. They weren't speaking that truth. Who was programming that feminine, that masculine? A family, a friend, a close enemy towards you. Take this all as it resonates, because it's that convinces them to be able to dismantle themselves. Because there was a con. In sin. Vince. Senny. Veen. Veenie. Vince. Veenie. Take, because it was about money, coins. It was about money. You're seeking this truth because it was about coins. He, me, to this, a man, style. Oh, to this, their man's the style. The way our people could see them, their centricity. They thought they're uncompromising. So this their style, even our people could see them. Now because they're having these losses, you're seeking this truth. They've got to go court. And you can see it's legal matters. People seeing because they didn't have that intelligence. This their style. Because the he, me, sees, leaves. So they could be leaving. Take this all as it resonates. Somebody could be leaving because it's disposable. This. Possible. You can see that's able. A sister. Could have been a sister. 3. Close towards you. Sister, friend, family, across seas. Take this all as it resonates. A feminine energy communicating about siblings. Even about that growth. You're seeking that truth. Accepting. 2. 1, 2. That you're a true high priestess. Now they're having these losses. Take this all as it resonates because you were designed for a version, not a lifetime. Even that obstinance, you can see they was using actual energies. They weren't creatively speaking that truth. Now that self-acceptance. I know I can be what I want to be, and if you work hard at it, you'll be where you want to be. Traveling, moving, steadfast, organized within your career. It's about your structures. You can seek in that truth. Those family members was in that lower dense mind. Yo, we are signed. 3, they could have signed. 9, high educational skills, leadership, authority, structures about a home, about lands. This emperor, about a home. 5, what they created. Even about the job, these creative skills, health, assured. 7, partners, signed. Take this all as it resonates. You could have signed like a divorce papers, a contract. You were signed, assigned. Somebody could have died. Take this all as it resonates. 4, aversion, for a son, for a sin. Risen. You can see when died and risen, that awakening, that spirit, interconnected, understanding that truth. That Christ-like spirit awakening. You're seeking, even outspoken people, when you got that interconnected, it's that complete trust. When you're bringing that philosophical knowledge, and you can see it's to new lands, traveling to other people. Social awareness of you cross seas. Not a lifetime. No. A lie. I'm me. They could have left. Well, they lied why they left. They could have not have told the truth. Travel. They could be traveling and not speaking why they left. That family member could have lied to them about your original skills. Now they're awakening because it was rebelling. Now they could be getting that freedom. Vroom, freedom. So low, because that soul, they could have went so low. That sense. B. They could see those lessons, those highly favored gifts, that essence, that soul, connecting to that heart, that most deep, profound part. They're understanding that truth now. Those emotions, this masculine, they're connecting. You can see they're just gaining authority because what they possess, even like traditions, mother, father, issues, trauma, lack mindsets, that grief, you know, when you can't overcome. We must overcome, shall overcome. We shall overcome. Because they want to be able to come. Bail, they may be on bail. That masculine. Take it all as it resonates from court. From that prison, from that mind. Ooh. Because is he that future? You can see what was fate. They could even be touring, traveling. Take this all, a tour. Fate. Rue. A route. What was true. Ryu. Ria. Take this all as it resonates because they're soaking, connecting with spirit. It's in the time, then they can see you're that divine source. They're connecting to source because it's that poison, the toxicity. You're ignoring that dose. You choosing to swallow up daily. They can see they ignored those partners, those family, friends who they was working with in that community. You can see they weren't in alignment for that assignment. You can see because about that skilled labor. I is on. I is on. Take this all as it resonates. Po. You see they was PO. They could be on parole. Take this all as it resonates. These secrets. There was a snake around the sun. I am his son. That 10. Tower. They could be seeking information about a child. 2. Truth to be told. Stress in regards to child. 1, 6. 9. The truth about a family across seas. Even about these laws. 10. 19. Clarity. You understanding that truth. What they inherited, saying partners, even a home, they're looking back to the old Akashic records. What was rooted in that family. Because it's toxic. Is to it, to the city. Something in that city, in that home. They could be traveling to your city. Because you ignore. I go, or I do doors your choosing. I sing. Do they sing? That truth singing. Choosing. They could have been in sin because there was poison, sin. I is sin. They could be seen they are sin. Poison. Toxic. Manipulating, causing, aggressive, illusions. That family member, that friend, that masculine, they could have been sin. You could have been divinely guided because it's that news. They could have trapped you, strapped you, locked you, boxed you. You could see strangulation in that home, that two, that feminine, all seeking that truth because they called it love. It was a leash. It was designed to be able to look as jewelry. It was measuring. Even that ring, those in that low dense energy sat in there, that rage from a young age. Smiles, miles. Those lies, me, sly, they could see they were sly. That feminine, that masculine, because it's that month of having, it's that new beginnings, redemption, spinning and spring awakening. That first month, it's biblical year 5-7. You're understanding about that aggression, illusions, overseas. You're looking at these family members and friends, fire sign. You had the confidence now. They can see you're self-assured. You got that spiritual wisdom, it's that insight. You're inspiring, they're diving deep with inside them because they had aggression. Now they're contemplating their mind, those thoughts, because they was doing it for pleasures. You was caring, nurturing, you wasn't able to be able to adapt. You see that you're reliable. They could depend on you. You weren't able to be able to depend on those family members and friends, those divine feminines and masculines, because they were spiritually blocked, looking for golden calves, using aggression, unbalanced of their mind. You can see they gambled and took risks. Even April 5-7, when they was moving, because aggression, ego, egotistical, controlling, manipulating, they could see they did it for stubborn. They was vain. They was indecisive, unbalanced. They was like escapists, unrealistic, green. They wasn't grounded the way you was. You had that ears of barley. You seen it was ripening that fresh life. It was spiritual rebirth. Those divine feminines and masculines are seen because it was conventional. Infidelity, adultery, spiritual betrayal. Your steadfast love. It was tragic. A cycle of those divine feminines and masculines. Rebellion. You're resilient. You can see it's your unclenching nature. You had that divine grace. Now they're looking deep back towards you because it's theological doctrine. They had manipulated, corrupted sin. You can see toxic from family, friends, people in that community, close enemies, programming them, their mind, corrupted and detached, blocking them. What was the cause? Because it was lust and money to be able to possess a home, a heart, authority, foundations. You can seek that truth. Even about structures, how people can see you, you're moving, you're venturing, you got that skill, that work, your labour, what was rooted within inside of you, those divine feminines and masculine, stress, conflict, lacked emotional, and didn't connect to that heart and stand within that truth. There was actors, there was liars, unbalanced of their own minds, because that was that Balaam, those divine feminines and masculines. You can see it was that total depravity. It's that nature, and it's inherited by sustainable sin. Depravity, it's moral corruption. It was wicked, moral, aberrant behavior, beyond bad, severe, important, even virtues. It was profound. Moral, you can see it was designed, each provision. They needed to ask the Most High God to grant them serenity, even to accept things. You may have had to ask the Most High to accept things you can't change. Give you wisdom, courage for you to know better, because just love you from far. Too many involved. So you just love them from far. They had too many people involved, family members and friends, people in that community. There was gambling, taking risks. People was acting, there was lying, corrupting, not speaking that truth. Even these leaders, who they have these corporations, one person, two, systematically approaching who you can seek that truth. Now you no longer want them. The karmic no longer wants them. So now you no longer want them. The karmic no longer wants them too. Ending these cycles. Because it was rest and comfort, Genesis 8, because I was in low dense energies. You spoke this truth to be able to transform. That was from that vast stress, even that long suffering face. You had that patience and willingness to be able to move forward. It was waiting for those wrongdoers, even repentance before bringing that judgment by the Most High. Within you is that death, and it will bring them hints. It was physically prophesizing, even God's judgment said that. And it was that flood, and it shall be sent after new leakings. It's seeking, even within their self, their ark, their mind. It's that faithfulness, obedience needed. You see, it's facing adversity, it's transforming, because they was rebelling. Now they're having that sudden awakening to those illusions. It's through those difficult moments They was pleasant, even structures, places, people, gods. You can seek that truth. They walked away to be with a fake empress. They back screen watchers. They the watchers. You be the watchers, you fake bitches. Side out here for you, boo. Because they can't take you. It's your shine. They get a reading to see what you're doing. So they're getting readings on you to see what you're doing. Going to high people, seeking that truth is masculine. Understanding about you, your creative skills, you're growing. Social awareness of you, you're nice, you're steadfast, you're organized. You could just go going good without them. You was the main one. They had a sneaky link. Now they ain't got shit. Let's get some letters. First name, last name, middle name, whatever comes out may be needed. BV, they may have BV now. Need to be able to go and seek these services. Stress, vex, sexual energies, you see. Fast, no ass. It's fast, fast. The actual. What we got here? Someone could have fell. FLT, FLG could be significant. One more. G, that could be first name, last name. Those around slags. You got the red flag. You understood their becks. You can see that you're the best. We've got BVSXFTLG, QYFG. First name, last name, middle name. Take this all as it resonates and be on top. So BTL. Take this all as it resonates. BF. Your baby father. Tell. Valley. Gel. GG. FX. SLY. VT. QFB. B.